I learned so much about Virgil. He died in November of a rare cancer of the heart, something called angiosarcoma. But before he did, for almost 3 years, he worked with the curator at the Brooklyn Museum to help bring this vision to life, and it is absolutely outstanding. Take a look.
Virgil Abloh, Figures of Speech, is an exhibition that traces 2 decades of the late artist's work. Most people know him as a clothing designer. He created collections for his line Off-White and was the creative director of the men's division at Louis Vuitton. But Abloh was as multifaceted as his unique designs.
Virgil Abloh was also a trained architect. He conceived this space as a house that he called the social sculpture. It's a place where artists, designers, and activists could all come together to collaborate. It gets activated through special programs and presentations.
The exhibition aims to address all the layers of Abloh's creative genius. Prolific with his pen, he loved to sketch, and another not-so-secret passion, music. He began his career as an intern for Kanye West and was also known as a DJ. Abloh worked closely with curator Antoine Sargent for 3 years to help bring the exhibit to life.
From the layout to the social sculpture and everything in between, Virgil was very, very, very involved. And
Abloh was an artist who moved with great fluidity.
he moved between art and fashion and design and architecture, and so we wanted to bring his whole practice to Brooklyn. We really wanted to make sure that the artist's journey was shown, and we really wanted to make sure that folks saw that he moved very singular.
The exhibit includes many of his standout pieces for Louis Vuitton, like this one, and highlights many of his collaborations. He designed this dress for Serena Williams in conjunction with Nike. Also a Nike collab, these colorful sneakers.
These particular shoes are the prototypes for some of his Nike collaborations, and so these shoes have been released and the collaboration is ongoing. If you look at the sneakers that the guards are wearing in the exhibition, they're especially designed Nikes for the guards.
Abloh, who questioned everything, questioned why mannequins didn't look more lifelike, so he created them. These sculptures made of foam use the likeness of real models from one of his shows.
He 3D scanned them with the clothes, and so these are actually clothing that he designed. And so in the Louis Vuitton stores, when you go in, you would see from season to season the mannequins change, right? And so he was playing with that sort of interplay between mannequins and sculpture, right? Functional art was a really big part of sort of the way that Virgil thought about his artistic practice.
And this dramatic dress?
For Virgil, the different figures of speech were, different sort of icons that he looked up to or that he was in dialogue with, and so that runs the gamut from everybody like Mies van der Rohe, a great architect, to Beyonce, the great musician.
Along this wall are key pieces from his Off-White collections.
Virgil designed these racks himself.
I need one of these in my apartment.
And so,
it's good.
Yeah, and what you have is just
functional.
Yeah, exactly. It's functional art. He was playing with color, and he was playing with fur, and it was just really sort of his way of sort of expressing his artistic sensibility through fashion. The response in some ways has been more than I can imagine, and I would imagine more than what Virgil could have imagined, because you just, as you sort of hear today, there are a lot of different people from many different walks of life.
Because Sargent worked alongside Abloh to create the exhibit, I couldn't help but wonder what he thinks Virgil would have thought of it.
I think he would have just been sort of grateful, right? And I think he would have probably had sort of that sort of, full circle moment.
Virgil Abloh, a life cut short, but a legacy everlasting.
Multi-layered, multi-talented, really fantastic exhibit. You have a minute to check it out if you want to. It runs until January 29th and is very, very worth it.
Oh, of course. I mean, he was a giant.
He was a giant.
Gone too soon.